Guys, just look at the state of, not that this is that unusual, but I'm gonna pretend like it is, but look at the state of this. We have medicines that we've picked up. I'm trying to figure out what these were and what the difference is between this and regular like Dramamine type things. I didn't even finish my first sentence. We've picked us up some stuff for the trip, like extra medication and stuff. This I just finished and it's going to recycling. This is to remind me to iron the pillowcases and kitchen towels for the Airbnb that we like to iron, that we do ourselves instead of the laundromat guy ironing them. This is all our vitamins that we can't be trusted to take unless they're out on the counter. We have a pair of socks, a beanie, even though it's going to be like 40 degrees this weekend. We have miscellaneous keys and remotes back here. I did clean finally the herb garden. I tried to regrow the basil, but I'm just going to take him out for the trip and start over when we get back. But yeah, this is the state. Guys, I'm running so late right now. It's 11 in the morning. Did a workout. I did my meditation in the morning, which I'm happy about. That's like keeping me accountable. But then I don't know what happens. Like I left keys for a guest at the Airbnb. I didn't do much else, and it's just really late all of a sudden. And I just ate breakfast. I just made this beautiful little coffee with the remains of my oat milk. Oh yeah, I did do some errands, but just the time is going by way too fast. Okay, reason I'm going to still take at least my 3.2 wetsuit is because, first of all, if I do stay in water, even if it's warm, for a long period of time, diving and relaxing, I do find I just get cold. I don't know how to put it. It's like a safety blanket and I can stay in the water longer. But also because it is so wrecked. Like, can you see that? That fully just lets water in, you know, when it's not supposed to. And you can see how this is peeling, and I don't know if you call it peeling, but yeah, it's cracking. So this is a combination of me using these wetsuits so much for teaching and my own diving, and then also probably leaving them too long in the sun when they're drying. That's my bad, but that is our setup here. So yeah, it's quite... And you can see, like, there's just... This is a fragile material anyway for a wetsuit. These are... can get nicked, like, from your nails, even putting it on. Or pulling it too hard if it's warm out. Or many different ways that you can rip this. But there's lots of these, like, tiny things which don't go all the way through. They're not full-on holes, but they're really quite... just quite worn. I don't know what else to say. And then, look at the pants. The pants are unreal. I thought I have two of these 3.2 millimeter. I thought one was at least in better shape because I gotten it a little more recently, but like, can we look at the crotch of this? It was just letting full water in. I mean, this is like down to its last little layer. And then we have a huge rip, which I don't even remember that happening. I don't know how that happened, so I have a feeling that might have been sun damage, or worst case scenario I can think of was that it was drying out on our wetsuit drying rack and a cat, like, did nails on it. I have no idea how that one happened. I knew that it had a bunch of little ones from overtime, me pulling it too hard or my nails got it or something that, you know, just happens over time, over years of using it. This one, don't mind the dirt and the dust that I can wash off, but we've already glued this one many times, like repaired it, and it is, I thought these were better, but no, there's like this spot that we glued at one point, but now it's just completely open around it. Like, this is not protecting me from anything much. All that to say, I think I'm bringing the Cressy to just kill it. Just use it a little bit in really warm water and kill it, and if anyone even that we find on one of the islands does want the remains of it, I will actually just leave it there with someone if they want it even. I don't know if it's even in good enough shape for someone to want it or care, but that is the plan. I'm not coming home with it. But then I'm also bringing the little like shorty that I wore to Indonesia. This is the only one I brought to Indonesia and it worked out great because you feel a little bit protected and from sun and stuff like that, and a tiny bit of warmth, but you still get like a little tan on the legs. You still feel free. It's not very constricting. You don't have a hood, which I personally like free diving with hoods. It feels very like, I don't know, comforting, but I'm bringing that as well. We're also bringing the boat. They said they have 2 kilos and 1 weight belt, and we're bringing another weight belt and 2 kilos, and that's not a lot of weight to have on the boat, but if you're not wearing a wetsuit, it'll be okay. We're also bringing one of our 20 meter, I think it's a little more than 20 meter ropes, so that we can make a dive line if we want to. I know 20 meters isn't a lot, but for our purposes and for just diving with the other people that will be on the boat, that will be amazing to still train and go down at 20 meters and see a bunch of wildlife. So yeah. Frustrating. This feels so good. It is one of the hottest weekends we've had this year. It's only April, but it's about 35 degrees. It might be even more today. Just gonna enjoy my afternoon in the pool. I just started to read this cool book I've been looking forward to, and I brought it back from California, called The World is Sound. I'll give you a rundown after I get more into it, but it's about music and the landscape of consciousness, which I just think is like a subject I didn't know could be brought together, and I guess I'll see how. Very excited. This is very unlike me, but also very Ayurvedic of me to be drinking water that has turned completely warm in the sun. On that note, I've kind of been wondering if I should dabble in seeing an Ayurvedic specialist. I don't want to call doctor, but Ayurvedic practitioner. Just because I'm curious, and I've always been a bit curious and kind of looked at it on my own, and more recently I've looked at it since I've been doing a bit more Vedic meditation and kind of listening to Vedic worldview stuff just out of curiosity and out of how that gets implemented into everyday life, which is very interesting to me. While I'm working around all day at the houses, I'm usually listening to podcasts about that right now, which is a break from my true crime podcast run. Have many of those as well, but those only come out once a week, and I seem to have a lot more work these days, and I've run out of true crime podcasts. So yeah, all that to say, if anyone has had great success with an Ayurvedic practitioner, let me know in the comments, because I'm very curious. And it would also have to be someone who is okay with doing a remote session, which I find really interesting because I've already looked and there's no practitioners where I live. I find that even more interesting because when I was speaking to my meditation teacher about that, she said like she's had experiences where really good and experienced practitioners can take your pulse remotely. And you know that got me interested. So I am interested if anyone has like great practitioners they're seeing or suggest. I know, last week was all about the jobs, and this week appears to be all about the fun stuff. I thought I had to give you a break from the endless to-do list and little jobs around, and I had to show you some of the new exercises from a coach I've been working with. Yes, it's true. I finally decided to contact a hand balancing coach, and I'm so glad I did. I've only had 2 sessions with her so far, and it is remote, of course. But I'm really, really glad to be working with someone. It's given me completely new things to work on, even completely new from the last time I took classes at San Diego Circus Center. They have sort of different philosophies, if you will, and I'm super happy that she is actually helping me become more focused on the internal sensations as opposed to external cues, which I love, which is how my ballet training went the more and more I got further in my career. So I really do relate to how she's teaching and how free it feels, actually. It's supposed to feel lighter and freer and easier with her technique as opposed to more heavy and totally focused on strength building. Which is not to say that strength isn't important. It just seems to be that where I'm at in the hand balancing journey right now is that I need to care less and be less careful. Yeah, that was literally something she said to me. Like, oh, that's too careful. And I just found it funny and also felt completely true. So I really appreciated her being able to see that and tell me. And if I didn't know any better, I would say that she is, without knowing it, speaking truth into the rest of my life as well. It seems to be a theme this spring that I need to care less and the outcome ends up being better. That's really hard for me. I was on the phone with my sister just the other day and she said, you know, I don't think you've ever trusted the process on anything. She's like, you've always made things happen how you wanted them. You make it happen and you work super hard to make whatever happen. And so many things, places, people are telling me that I need to surrender to the process. Remember that one time I toyed with the idea of fixing this pipe myself? That would have been a no-go. I would have made it worse. Give me the piece you need. Can I buy one? Yeah? One connection missing does not a fixed pipe make. I've had to wait till she's gone from the bed so that I can finally wash these little hedgehogs. Circling back to the idea of trusting the process, I think this idea can sometimes sound dismissive of free will. Badly interpreted, it can seem like it's promoting passivity, but I don't think that's what it's really saying. I think it's partly saying, be aware of what things in your life arrive with a sense of internal ease, or peace, or even excitement. Look for those feelings and be open enough to allow the outcome to be unknown, but trusting that if you follow what is agreeing with your soul, feeling at ease, that the work of a process might feel less like work, and it's ultimately going to lead to a version of yourself you really enjoy, and that is probably good for the rest of humanity as well. This idea feels very apt for the adventure ahead. It is truly the unknown more than any type of trip I've taken before. And I'm just so excited for it to unfold without me over micromanaging anything. Look at her, she's clean, windows are pristine. I wish I actually did this when we live here, not just for guests. The cat's bed is now clean and drying in the sun. Of course, even though I cleaned it the other day, this is here again because I taught freediving yesterday. I did clean off some cat vomit that was on these in the container. Yay. The other part of the project that I have not finished. All of these came out from underneath that couch, which was our secret shoe storage, but I am going to organize this in the container as well. So it's now the afternoon. I spent the morning doing a lot of what you already saw. Then I went to the grocery store, got some more cleaning towels, some vinegar for the alcohol and vinegar eardrops that we're going to make up to keep our ears clean. And wow, the chimes are a bit too much right now. Now I'm going to actually organize the dive rope that we're gonna take. I told you we were taking a 20-meter one, but we're actually gonna take maybe a 40-meter one. It's our anchor rope, so it's much thinner. It's not the traditional width of the rope you would use, but we just think that's a better idea, and that will be worth it. Reached a knot of sorts, which is not amazing because it's taut against the pipe, but this is, oh, false alarm. Now I'm going to attempt to measure this. Give the American girl the job to measure in meters without a measuring tape. This part is more or less actually 40 meters. I think it's actually a bit more. I was being conservative. Another mission I have, which I've been kind of avoiding, is trying to exchange a gas canister in here. This for the barbecue at one of the Airbnbs. I still feel it has some stuff in it, but it's quite light. I'm going to try my best translation, memorize my one sentence in Spanish, and try to get them to exchange it even if it's not completely empty, then build the barbecue and attach it to the barbecue before we leave. Before we leave, also known as today. Plenty of these jobs I've realized that are quite easy in your first language. I realize I just procrastinate on them because I'm so embarrassed about my Spanish. Okay, wish me luck. I'll see you on the other side at the barbecue. Successfully got the gas tank in Spanish finally. Tommy helped me build the barbecue because you know that was going to take me 3 hours if I did that alone. And now I have to connect the pipe, which I also think is potentially too long. I got 2 meters. And all these little biddies to the actual barbecue. Yay! I'm YouTubing how to attach pipe to barbecue. The video is like, it's so easy, anyone can do it. Don't underestimate me. This is hilarious, listen.
It does have gas. Now the third thing, and most importantly, is safety. Because the last thing you want on a clear sunny day is to die. Now we're ready.
I don't know how far you're supposed to go. This is one of my favorite pots I've ever found. It looks like a little cow udder. Good morning! It's Thursday morning, guys. That means 3 more days, if you're including today, before we leave on a very early flight on Sunday. and I wanted to show you the final version of our checked bag. So we decided to bring this big guy, and our plan was to try and only bring that big guy, but in the end it was actually going to be too heavy. So we have like pair of wings, first aid, diving buoy, some diving stuff, our one big bag of toiletries that's like, because it is 2 months, we brought all the sunscreen we could that we had in the house, and like real size shampoo and conditioner and bug repellent. And then our fins are even in there. Other stuff like Tommy's clothes. Then, like I showed you the other day, I have this backpack and this little bag for carry-on. He has this black bag that rolls down into a backpack looking thing for carry-on. And we decided to take this. Actually, it's quite small, but check it. It has some of the heavier stuff actually, like our weight belt and my clothes, part of a wetsuit, part of his clothes. I don't know, we just divvied it up so that this was just overbearing if it was for the both of us. And we think that all of this, once we're unpacked, will be easy to store on the boat. Ah, guys, it's here, it's happening. We're leaving tomorrow morning, and I believe we're actually all ready. Maybe Tommy would beg to differ because he has to clean off his boat tonight. But everything else is ready. I'm super thankful you've been with me for the pre-journey, if you made it this far in the video. You watched me wear this shirt for many days in a row. I'm sorry, I apologize. But I promise next time I see you, I will be in a different outfit and I will be on the adventure. So feel free to join on this next video, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good week.